Right now, inside your body, there are approximately 37 trillion cells. And within the next 5 years, tiny robots smaller than a grain of sand could be swimming through your bloodstream, hunting down cancer cells, clearing arterial blockages, and repairing damaged tissue while you sleep. What I'm about to show you isn't science fiction. It's not a Marvel movie. It's happening right now in laboratories across the world. We are witnessing the single biggest transformation in human health since the discovery of antibiotics. And by 2030, the way we think about disease, surgery, and even death itself will be unrecognizable. In this video, I'm going to show you the 3 technologies that are about to make going to the hospital as outdated as using a rotary phone. And stick around until the end, because the third one, it's the one that's going to change your life the soonest, maybe even this year. Let's dive in. For literally thousands of years, medicine has worked the same way. You feel sick, you go to a doctor, they figure out what's wrong, they try to fix it. It's reactive, it's slow, and honestly, it's kind of barbaric when you think about it. Right now, someone in the United States dies every 36 seconds from cardiovascular disease. Every 36 seconds. Over 600,000 people are on the organ transplant waiting list worldwide, and every single day, 17 of them die waiting. Cancer kills nearly 10 million people every year globally. But here's what's insane. We're not lacking the knowledge to fix these problems anymore. We're lacking the tools. Until now. Because 3 converging technologies are about to flip healthcare from reactive to predictive, from one-size-fits-all to personalized down to your specific DNA. And it starts with something that sounds absolutely impossible. Imagine this. You go in for a routine blood test. Your doctor calls you the next day and says, "We found a tumor. It's small, it's early, and we've already destroyed it." No surgery, no chemotherapy, no radiation, no hospital stay. Just done. This is the promise of nanorobotic medicine, and it's not a promise anymore. It's a prototype. So, what exactly are these things? Nanobots are microscopic machines. We're talking 50 to 100 nanometers. To put that in perspective, a human hair is about 80,000 nanometers wide. These things are so small, they can navigate between individual cells in your body. Now, researchers at institutions like MIT, ETH Zurich, and the Chinese Academy of Sciences have already created nanobots that can swim through bodily fluids using magnetic propulsion, carry drug payloads directly to cancer cells, break apart blood clots, and even perform microscopic surgical tasks. In 2023, researchers at the University of California, San Diego created nanobots that can travel through the stomach, neutralize acid, release antibiotics, and then dissolve harmlessly. They tested it in mice. It worked. In 2024, scientists in China demonstrated nanobots that could be guided by magnetic fields to deliver chemotherapy drugs directly to tumor sites, reducing the dosage needed by up to 90% and virtually eliminating side effects. Think about what that means. Chemotherapy works by poisoning your entire body and hoping the cancer dies before you do. That's literally the mechanism. It's brutal. But targeted nanobot delivery, it's like the difference between carpet bombing a city and using a sniper to take out one specific target. By 2030, experts predict we'll have FDA-approved nanobots for early-stage tumor destruction, arterial plaque removal, targeted drug delivery for neurological conditions, and even repairs to cellular DNA damage. But here's where it gets really wild. The current generation of nanobots are relatively simple. They're guided externally, they carry payloads, they do one job. The next generation, they'll have onboard AI. We're talking about nanobots that can autonomously identify diseased cells, make decisions about treatment in real time, communicate with each other to coordinate attacks on tumors, and learn and adapt to resistance mechanisms. Imagine 1 trillion tiny doctors working 24/7 inside your body, catching diseases before you ever feel a symptom. This isn't 2050, this isn't 2100. Based on current research trajectories, we're looking at 2030 to 2035 for early versions of this technology. But here's the thing. Nanobots are just one piece of this revolution. Because what happens when an organ fails completely? What if the damage is too severe for repair? That's where the second technology comes in, and it might be even more mind-blowing. What if I told you that right now, in 2025, scientists can print a human ear? Not a plastic ear, not a silicone ear, a real, living, functional human ear made from human cells. In 2022, 3D Biotherapeutics successfully transplanted the first 3D printed ear made from a patient's own cells. The patient was a woman with a rare ear deformity, and doctors used her own cartilage cells to print a new ear that was genetically identical to her body. Zero rejection risk, because it was her body. So, how does this actually work? Bioprinting is exactly what it sounds like. Instead of ink, these printers use bioink, a mixture of living cells and supporting materials that can be layered to create three-dimensional tissues. Step 1, take a small biopsy from the patient. Step 2, multiply those cells in a lab. Step 3, load them into a specialized 3D printer. Step 4, print the organ layer by layer. Step 5, allow the organ to mature in a bioreactor. Step 6, transplant. Now, ears and skin are relatively simple structures, but the holy grail? That's the complex organs, kidneys, livers, hearts. And we're getting there faster than anyone expected. In 2024, researchers at the Harvard Wise Institute bioprinted functional kidney tissue that could filter waste and produce urine. Not a full kidney yet, but functional tissue. Multiple labs have now printed cardiac tissue that actually beats, synchronized contractions just like real heart muscle. Liver tissues have been printed that can metabolize drugs and produce bile. And here's what makes this so important. Right now, over 100,000 people are on the organ transplant waiting list in the United States alone. The average wait time for a kidney? 3 to 5 years. And even if you get an organ, you'll spend the rest of your life on immunosuppressant drugs to prevent rejection. Those drugs weaken your immune system, making you vulnerable to infections and cancers. Bioprinted organs from your own cells? No waiting list, no compatibility matching, no rejection, no lifetime of drugs. Dr. Anthony Atala at Wake Forest Institute, one of the pioneers in this field, has said that fully functional bioprinted kidneys could be available within the next decade. And the economic implications are staggering. The global organ transplant market is worth about $50 billion. The dialysis industry, which only exists because we can't get people kidneys fast enough, is worth $100 billion annually. Bioprinting doesn't just save lives, it could restructure entire industries. Now, I want to be clear about something. We're not printing full hearts and kidneys for transplant yet. The challenge is vascularization, creating the complex network of blood vessels that keep organs alive. But multiple breakthroughs in 2024 and early 2025 have made significant progress on this exact problem. The trajectory is clear. The destination is inevitable. Okay, so we've covered nanobots that can treat disease at the cellular level. We've covered bioprinting that can replace failed organs entirely. But here's the thing. Both of those are still reactive, right? Something goes wrong, then we fix it. The third technology? It's going to prevent things from going wrong in the first place. And this one isn't coming in 2030. It's already here. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you got your blood pressure checked, your cholesterol, your blood sugar levels? Once a year at a physical, right? Maybe less? Here's the problem with that model. Heart attacks don't announce themselves a year in advance during your annual checkup. They happen when your body is under stress, when conditions align in just the wrong way. Diseases develop in the 364 days between your doctor visits. But what if your body was being monitored constantly? What if an AI was watching your vital signs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, looking for the earliest possible warning signs of disease? That's not future technology. That's now technology. Apple Watch, Fitbit, Garmin, these consumer devices can already track heart rate variability, blood oxygen levels, ECG readings, sleep patterns, activity levels. The Apple Watch has literally saved lives by detecting irregular heartbeats that users didn't know they had. But that's just the beginning. In 2025, we're seeing the emergence of next-generation biometric wearables that can monitor continuous glucose levels without finger pricks, hydration status, stress hormones like cortisol, blood pressure without a cuff, and even certain biomarkers in sweat that indicate disease states. And beyond wearables, implantables. Companies like Synchron and Neuralink are developing brain-computer interfaces that can monitor neural activity. Eversense has FDA-approved glucose monitors that sit under your skin for up to 180 days. Researchers at Stanford have developed implantable sensors the size of a grain of rice that can monitor tumor growth in real time. But here's where it all comes together. These sensors don't just collect data. They connect to AI systems that can analyze patterns across millions of data points. Imagine this scenario. Your wearable device notices that your heart rate variability has shifted subtly over the past 3 weeks. Your sleep patterns have changed slightly. Your activity levels are down slightly. Your blood pressure has crept up 5 points. None of these changes are alarming on their own. You feel fine. Your annual physical would show nothing wrong. But an AI trained on data from millions of patients recognizes this exact pattern as an early warning sign for cardiovascular problems, sometimes months or even years before an event. It alerts your doctor. You get preventative treatment. The heart attack you were going to have in 18 months never happens. This is the shift from reactive to predictive medicine. This is healthcare that doesn't wait for you to get sick. And this is already happening. The Cleveland Clinic has implemented AI systems that can predict patient deterioration up to 6 hours before it happens. Studies have shown AI can detect diabetic retinopathy from eye scans more accurately than human specialists. Google's DeepMind AI can predict acute kidney injury 48 hours before it occurs. Now imagine combining this with what we discussed earlier. Your monitoring system detects early signs of arterial plaque buildup. It alerts your healthcare provider. They deploy nanobots through a simple injection to clear the blockage before it becomes dangerous. Or your monitoring detects declining kidney function years before failure. Doctors begin growing a new kidney from your own cells so it's ready exactly when you need it. This is the 2030 healthcare revolution. Not 3 separate technologies, but 3 technologies working together as one system. Continuous monitoring that catches problems early, nanobots that fix problems at the cellular level, bioprinting that replaces what can't be fixed. Disease stands no chance. Now I want to be real with you for a moment. Because if this sounds too good to be true, well, there are still significant challenges. Regulatory hurdles. Getting these technologies approved takes years. The FDA moves slowly, for good reason. Safety has to come first. Many of these technologies might be ready technically, but stuck in regulatory limbo. Cost and accessibility. Who gets access first? History shows that breakthrough medical technologies are often available only to the wealthy before becoming accessible to everyone. How do we ensure this revolution doesn't just widen the health gap between rich and poor? Privacy concerns. Constant health monitoring means constant data collection. Who owns that data? Who can access it? Could insurance companies use it to deny coverage? Could employers use it to discriminate? Technical challenges. Vascularization in bioprinting, long-term nanobot safety, battery life for implantables. These are hard engineering problems that still need solving. I don't want you to walk away from this video thinking that disease will be cured by 2030. That's not realistic. But the trajectory is clear. The investment is massive. The breakthroughs are accelerating. What I do believe is that by 2030, we'll look at healthcare the way we now look at healthcare from 1995. We'll wonder how we ever accepted such primitive approaches. Here's what I want you to take away from this. For your entire life, you've probably accepted certain things as inevitable. Getting old means getting sick. Disease is just part of life. Death wins eventually. But we're living through a turning point. The same way that antibiotics redefined what was possible, the same way vaccines changed what we accept as normal, AI-powered nanomedicine and bioengineering are about to redefine what it means to be human. Your children might grow up in a world where cancer is a minor inconvenience, where organ failure just means waiting a few weeks for a new one to be printed, where heart attacks are prevented years before they can happen. That's not fantasy. That's the logical endpoint of research happening right now. The question isn't whether this future is coming. The question is whether we'll be ready for it, whether we'll build the ethical frameworks, the access systems, the privacy protections that ensure this technology benefits everyone, not just the few. If this video opened your eyes to what's coming, smash that subscribe button. I cover breakthrough technologies and their implications every single week. Drop a comment below. Which of these 3 technologies excites you most, and which concerns you most? I read every single comment. And if you want to go deeper on any of these topics, I've got a video right here on the future of AI in medicine, and another right here on the ethics of human enhancement. The future of your health is being written right now. Pay attention. I'll see you in the next one.